comes our guardian. Right on time.
My fellow Guardians, what's up y'all? Your dude Sly here, and welcome back to another Sly Nation Destiny 2 news video. It is Thursday, and that means it's TWAB time. Usually the TWAB, right before a major launch of an expansion, is absolutely packed with things to talk about, speculate over, gawk about, be mad about, whatever. Well, this one is surprisingly light on news, and honestly kind of a bit of a letdown. Nonetheless, there's still news to talk about and a couple of big items within. Even though it might not be long, there's still things in there. So let's dive into it, check out each topic, as we are now just a little over 4 days away from Beyond Light. 5 sleeps, and we'll be G to G. So first off, let's get into maintenance, guys. Destiny 2 will be taking 14 hours off on November 9th through November 10th, which of course is launch day. At 7 p.m. Pacific, that's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern. Bungie will shut down its servers for maintenance, and they'll come back online with the launch of Beyond Light at 9 a.m. Pacific, which is 12 noon Eastern. So be sure to account for that loss of playtime if you're trying to catch up on triumphs, weapons, leveling, etc. Now, it used to be, or in a previous video, I said it would be back at 1 p.m. Eastern. Now, because of daylight savings, it's back to 12 p.m. noon. So if you're going to be there for the launch of Beyond Light, and you're going to be there like at that exact time, make sure you're there at 12, because I have a feeling if you get there at 1, you're going to be in a queue for a very long time. So just trying to give you guys a heads up. Alright guys, so on to the TWAB itself. First, Bungie goes into their launch video, which of course we've seen before, and it is playing in the background. Of course, if you wish to see it, the link is down below. And then we have the Season of the Hunt roadmap to talk about after that, which nothing new there. We've seen both of these before. After that, Bungie goes into some more patch notes which weren't ready to reveal the last time they talked about it. And first, we're starting off with kiosks. So beginning with Beyond Light, 2 new kiosks will be making their way into the tower. The first one can be found next to the Postmaster, and it will house the quest archives. Now here you're able to find all of your discarded and deleted quests across all 3 characters. Before, if you wanted to find a quest like that you deleted earlier, or you wanted to kind of get rid of so you can make more space for bounties or whatever, you'd have to go back and try to trigger the quest again, or find the discarded quest through a vendor on that specific planet. It was confusing for some, but now everything you need will be located right here within this quest kiosk. And again, it'll be located right next to the Postmaster. That is if we are returning to the current tower. Like I said before in other videos, there's speculations we're going to be moving back to the old tower. None of that is confirmed, however, so we'll have to wait and see. Moving on to the second kiosk, which is pretty big news. It will be called Monument to Lost Lights Exotic Archive. And here we have some big things to talk about. First, it can be found right in the middle of our current vault area. However, the big change here is that exotics you currently do not own, or even Pinnacle weapons you haven't yet completed the quests for, they can now be purchased. Now, unless I'm reading this in some wrong way, which I don't think I am, it looks like you will be able to purchase any and all weapons that were once very hard to get. This includes Anarchy, Legend of Acreus, Mountaintop, Revoker, etc. Now, it might be expensive, but currencies are 10 times easier to get than triple kills with a grenade launcher. However, Bungie is adding an additional in-game currency called Spoils of Conquest. This currency will be needed in order to purchase raid exotics, and you can only get them by completing raids. Since the super easy raid layers are going bye-bye, that means the new raid, Last Wish, or Garden of Salvation. This currency will be needed to purchase any exotics tied to vaulted raids. Since Last Wish is not being vaulted, I'm assuming that means 1000 Voices will not be included within this kiosk. Anarchy, however, will be, even though the raid it comes from is within the last city on Earth that's staying. Why it's being vaulted, I have no idea, but I guess it's because it's tied to the whole 801 and Season of the Forge stuff. But anyways, if this kiosk is really going to be selling all of these powerful exotics and powerful Pinnacle weapons, which at one point in time were fairly hard to earn, especially when they were just released, this is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, and I can feel the heat off of the Reddit servers already. Next up, our buddy Xur. Now, some of the weapons within the exotic kiosk will require exotic ciphers. Currently, they're fairly hard to get. While one can be earned through the upcoming Season of the Hunt pass, Xur is going to offer a quest which will drop one. That quest refreshes weekly, which means you could potentially earn one every week. It does not say it's guaranteed, however. Bungie specifically says Xur will offer a quest to earn one, and earning might mean RNG. Now this is complete speculation on my part, so don't quote me on this, but since exotic ciphers basically equate to an exotic, exotics don't drop all that often, so I'm assuming this is going to be an RNG quest. I don't know that for sure, like I said, but that's just how it sounds to me. Next up, we have a short list of patch notes that follows the more traditional style, starting with the Crucible and Trials of Osiris power level increased to a requirement of 1210, added adept weapons and adept weapon mods to the flawless chest rewards. As far as maps go, added in-game physics blockers to stop players from getting out of bounds on Altar of Flame, Exodus Blue, and Cauldron. Next up, moving to the player identity screens. Login screens now have dark backgrounds. Updated the full screen menu to have a dark background style, and player waypoints now display seasonal rank and HUD waypoints. Also added toggle functionality to the character screen, allowing the players to make a choice between light and dark subclasses. This inventory, or character screen as Bungie calls it, has also been updated with new visuals. Moving over to the character creator, no barbershop has been added in the tower, or at least not yet, but male and female choice is now gone, replaced by masculine or feminine. After that, Bungie has updated Guardian's head and hair models, and they have been replaced with improved versions. Several collar swatches or palettes have been changed as well in order to better represent the applied color. No changes to faces. The longest part of these patch notes has to do with miscellaneous changes to varying parts of the game, as well as a couple of sandbox changes. But first up, let's get to that miscellaneous list. Number 1, fixed a bug on Stadia that prevented friends from showing up online if you had 100+ friends. Also fixed a bug that impacted progress on certain bounties if you joined players in progress, and this mostly seemed to do with Iron Banner bounties. Next, let's get to those sandbox changes. First, a few weapons and a few armor changes, starting with Traveler's Chosen. They reduced muzzle flash intensity. For the armor, Point of Stag max power increased to 1310. Divinity fixed a bug that prevented some weapons from dealing precision damage to the blue Divinity circle. They're mostly talking about Ariana's Vow. Next, a big one here, Hunter's Dodge is taking a little bit of a hit. Increased the Hunter's Dodge cooldown by a few extra seconds. The example shown here, a Tier 4 Hunter's old dodge cooldown was 22 seconds, again in Tier 4. In Beyond Light, if your Hunter's at Tier 4, it'll now be 26 seconds. As a quick refresher, ever since the Paragon mod was retired back in the early Destiny 2 days, class abilities have been tied to various other stats depending on your character class. For example, to improve Hunter's Dodge ability, to make the cooldown faster, you need to stack mobility. For Warlocks, you need to stack recovery, Titans, resilience. So the example here, Hunters will need to get their mobility to Tier 4 to experience a 26-second cooldown in Beyond Light. Moving on to some changes with champion mods. Champions, unfortunately, are not going away, so don't get excited about that, but anti-barrier rounds now penetrate Taken Phalanx shields, and all champion mods have been shifted over to armor instead of weapons. And finally, guys, we have another change for those white glowy orbs on the ground. Back in the day, they used to be called Motes of Light. They then were changed to Orbs of Light. Now the name has been changed once again to Orbs of Power, since both Light and Darkness subclasses can use these orbs to power up their supers and abilities. I guess that, meant you had to change the name. So goodbye, Orbs of Light. It's been real. And finally, with the small patch notes completed, 2 things left to talk about. First, Spicy Ramen Coupon. Now, it is indeed going away. Nothing we can do to stop it. Reddit has been absolutely blowing up, asking for monuments, another version, a quest, a giant ramen coupon that shoots spicy fire. I mean, you name it. Well, Bungie isn't doing any of those things, but they are giving us Spicy Ramen Coupon Wallpaper Love. As you see here, this can be downloaded via the TWAB at 4K resolution. Unfortunately, no in-game recognition, but if you really want to remember, your laptop or desktop will appreciate the change. And second, new emblems. With the holiday season right around the corner, or I guess you could say we're in the holiday season, the Bungie store is getting ready with new stuff to sell. Seen here, and with it, you can grab 3 new emblems. The bottom one is tied to the Beyond Light soundtrack. More deals will be coming soon through a sort of Bungie Black Friday sale, so stay tuned for that. And actually, guys, I had to come back and edit this in. I kind of lied. One more topic to talk about, and that is preload. Now, for PlayStation users, do not delete Destiny 2 thinking it will speed up time. For PlayStation users, do not delete the game. You'll then have to reinstall the current version of Destiny 2, all 105 gigabytes of it, and then install Beyond Light on top of that for it to work. So just leave it alone, set it to auto update, check the TWAB for more info. So PlayStation users, PS4 and PS5, if you're lucky enough to be in the minority to have one before the official launch, preload is November 7th after 8 p.m. Pacific. That's going to be 11 p.m. Eastern. So November 7, 11 p.m. Eastern. Xbox, that means Xbox One, Xbox One X, One S, and the Series X and S. Again, if you're lucky enough to have one before the official launch, preload will be after maintenance. That means November 9th at 7 p.m. Pacific. So again, that's going to be 11 p.m. Eastern. And PC users were in the same boat as Xbox. November 9th around 7 p.m. Pacific. That's going to be 11 p.m. Eastern after D2 maintenance has started. And finally, yes, for real this time, finally, if you're rushing to earn seals or triumphs, be sure to activate and equip all of your seals in-game. Now, even if you already have them, just go through the list, equip them just to be sure, because if you haven't at least applied one of those seals just once, even for like a second, the game will delete them from your account if you have not applied them before, and you're not going to be able to access them ever again. So go do this right now just to be sure. On top of that, you'll see the list in the background. Rewards are leaving as well, along with all of these seals. Pretty much everything from Shadowkeep is going bye-bye. The Prophecy stuff, Moments of Triumph, Raid Ring, Moments of Triumph's t-shirts, and all of the emblems. So claim what you can now by going to your rewards area on the Bungie website. The link for the rewards area is down below. Claim what you can before it's too late. And like I said, all of these seals you see here are leaving as well. But with that, that's it, my friends. This is the final TWAB before we set foot on Europa. And just 5 more sleeps, guys. 5 more sleeps, the madness will begin. Power leveling to try and get raid ready for day 1. And speaking of day 1 raiding, I will be live streaming my raid run as I've done for the past 5 years. I think I have a great group lined up as long as it doesn't fall apart. Now, last year, I multi-streamed to Twitch and YouTube, and for some reason, it bugged out and I could not read the chat from either of them. This time, I'm simply sticking to YouTube, and some encouragement will be awesome, as well as some tips, but no spoilers if you please. In any case, take this time the next 5 or 4 days to play other games, guys. Catch up with family, watch The Mandalorian's 2 new episodes for Season 2, or if you wish, try to finish some seals before they go away. Just relax and enjoy this time off. Whatever you decide to do, thank you for being a part of Sly Nation. If you wish to get in touch, business or otherwise, email me over at Gmail, slynation67@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on the socials at Sly_Nation on Twitter, Sly Nation Gaming on the FB. If you're new to my channel, then welcome, Guardian. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you back here for plenty more Destiny 2 Beyond Light videos, guides, reviews, and so much more. Also, be sure to keep an eye out over on Planet Destiny, as I'll be helping them out once again with their raid guides and other videos throughout the launch of Beyond Light. Take care, y'all, and I will see you all on Europa in Beyond Light. But until then, this is your dude Sly, and I'll see you guys in the next one.